Hey Rose North School, this is Adam Bighill with your Grey Cup champion Winnipeg Blue Bombers, and you're watching the RedHawks 360 News.
Good morning, RedHawks Nation, and welcome to your morning announcements. I'm your host, Mr. Dewick. It is Friday, May 22nd, and day one on the school calendar. The R360 News team would like to send a shout out to grade 1 student Sam Siemens this morning. Sam was the recipient of an epic double bounce on the trampoline and recently had surgery at the Children's Hospital in Winnipeg to repair a broken elbow. Get well soon, Sam. Talk about a breaking news story, am I right? Speaking of breaking news, we are excited to be joined by my good friend Janet Stewart at this time. And in fact, we're going to be turning the broadcast entirely over to her. Janet?
Thank you, Mr. Dewick. It is an honor to be part of R360. Hello, Rose North School. I'm CBC Janet Stewart here in our Winnipeg newsroom, and I will be taking you through the rest of your news program this morning. Our top story today comes from Music Month and your latest video submission, this one from grade 12 student Frances DeMeo, who's performing the song One by Sleeping at Last on her ukulele. Let's take a look.
Hello, everyone. My name is Frances, and as a senior choir student, it is a bit disappointing to be unable to perform alongside my choir members one last time. And despite the current circumstances, however, music has always been a big part of my life. And so today, I will be performing One by Sleeping at Last. I hope you guys will enjoy it and find some light during these dark times. Hold on for a minute, 'cause I believe that we can fix this over time. That every imperfection is a lie, or at least an interruption. Now hold on, let me finish. No, I'm not saying perfect exists in this life, but we'll only know for certain if we try. I wanna sing a song worth singing. I'll write an anthem worth repeating. I wanna feel the transformation. Melody of reformation. The list goes on forever of all the ways I could be better in my mind. As if I could earn God's favor given time, or at least congratulations. Now I have learned my lesson. The price of this so-called perfection is everything. I've spent my whole life searching desperately to find that grace requires nothing of me. I wanna sing a song worth singing. I'll write an anthem worth repeating. I wanna feel the transformation. Melody of reformation. I'll hold it
Rose North School's RedHawk of the Week is Eden Ides from grade 1-2B. Eden was nominated for her willingness to help others out and her take charge attitude. A couple of weeks ago, Eden spent Earth Day enthusiastically helping her family fill up 19 garbage bags with litter from the ditches in Riverside. Eden loved doing it as a way to help improve the planet. Way to go, Eden. We have your next Blast from the Past segment coming your way this morning, this time from the original Mr. K.
It's time for a Rosenort School Blast from the Past.
Good morning, Rosenort School and RedHawks Nation. My name is Lauren Cornelson, and I used to be a teacher in this school for many years. In fact, I taught in this very school for 38 years, from the time it first opened in the fall of 1968 to when I retired from full-time teaching in 2006. So thank you, Mr. K, for inviting me to do this, but I just want to be clear that I actually was the original Mr. K in the school. The present Rosenort School had been built in the community, and I was fortunate to be hired as part of the first staff to ever teach here. Over the years that I was on the staff at the Rosenort School, I taught students from grades 4 to 12, but by far the majority of my time was spent teaching grades 7, 8, and 9. I spent the last teaching years in the current grade 7 class, and I have many, many fond memories of those years. During the years I taught phys ed, that was always my favorite one. I loved to interact with students in that setting, and it gave me a totally different perspective of them, and I believe them of me. On looking over the list of the present staff at the Rosenort School, I discovered that 14 staff members have been former students of mine. The experience of co-teaching with a bunch of you and to have had former students help me out in my classes as EAs is priceless, to say the least. And to wrap things up, I'm again reminded of how fortunate I have been for having had the opportunity to teach for so long in this community. I am so grateful for the support from the parents and for all the students I've had, many of whom are now parents or even grandparents. Thank you all so much. I wish everyone the best. Be well, stay safe, and we'll see you around.
Thank you, Mr. Cornelson. The full version of that interview can be seen after the R360 news broadcast next Tuesday. Now, here's meteorologist John Sauter.
Well, thanks, Janet, and a big hello to all you students at Rosenort School. I remember visiting your school a few years back for I Love to Read Month. I was reading to the smaller, younger students. But today I want to talk to you a little bit about the science of satellite and radar. I've got an image behind me here that's showing us satellite and some radar imagery. What the satellite does is it senses heat from the ground. It shows us where there are cold temperatures and warm temperatures. The warm, meaning that the heat from the ground, the heat the ground is emitting, is getting through to the satellite sensor. The cold is where you see these grays, and that's showing us where the cloud is. It means that there's something in the way from that heat coming off the ground. Must be cloud. The blue stuff you see here, that's the radar image. That's what's falling from the cloud. Rain, snow, sleet, freezing rain, all that good stuff. So the satellite image shows us where the cloud is. The radar image shows us what's falling out of the cloud. And you kids are doing a really great job with your newscast.
Thank you, Johnny. And it's Friday, which means it's time to take a look at Mr. Dewick's horse challenge videos that have been submitted by students throughout the week. This week, Mr. Dewick was looking for participants to show off some fancy dribbling before draining a jump shot. Let's see what you students came up with.
This is Coach Dewick coming at you with my next horse challenge. I just want to remind you that this is a basketball horse challenge. A basketball horse challenge. Here's my next move. Starting at the wing, dribble between your legs not once, not twice, but 3 times until you reach the opposite elbow. Take that jump shot and drain it. Let's check it out.
challenge, and I repeat, a horse challenge.
Here we go, Mr. Duick. I got my pal Wilson. Here's the shot. Find something wrong with that one.
Stay tuned to the R360 News on Monday to find out who will be awarded the coveted Golden Horse. We'll take a look at the updated standings after week 3. And of course, we'll also have Coach Duick's challenge for week number 4 as students continue their quest to earn the grand prize of a game-used basketball. Sticking with sports, Rosenort School students Hudson and Felix have teamed up with one of your teachers to recreate one of the most iconic moments in Blue Jays history. Let's take a look.
Oh, what a game, huh? What an inning. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. Robinson driving in the tying run on a fielder's choice. After the Rangers took the lead in bizarre fashion in the top half. The 1-1 from Thiessen. Batista with a drive. Deep left field. No doubt about it. Second home run in the last 2 innings by the Blue Jays.
So there you have it. Mr. K so badly wanted sports clips as a part of the news that he and his boys did it themselves. And now that the gauntlet has been thrown down, he's calling out the Manning brothers as well as Seth and Ethan Lowen. Make sure to send us your clips. And in our final story, don't call it a comeback. Mrs. Manning put RedHawks Nation on notice with her first COVID craft, and this budding craft star is at it again. She really brought her A game this week. Let's take a look at the first official installment in our newest R360 segment, Mrs. Manning's Craft Corner.
Welcome to Mrs. Manning's Crafting Corner, brought to you by popular demand. Let's get real. Nobody actually requested this. In my crafting corner, 2 things you will never find are glitter or chaos. Those 2 things are not allowed here. So if you like crafts that are clean, simple, and quick, then welcome here. So you guys saw the craft I submitted last week, so keep your expectations low and your feedback even lower. Today we're making a strawberry craft. You need 4 things, which is about my max for crafts. You need scissors, green, yellow, and red construction paper. You need a black pen or Sharpie. Sharpie only if you're feeling brave or you have young kids on a couch you don't like. And you need a glue stick. Okay, first you can draw a strawberry hull pattern for your kid. Or just, you can draw it like this, or you can just wing it like this. Then you're gonna trace it, and then cut it out of the green paper. So now you're going to take your 2 pieces of red paper and you're going to cut out 2 hearts the exact same size. It's easier if you fold your paper in half and cut along this edge. I'll show you how. Okay, so now you're going to glue down the hearts on the one side like this and on this side. Next, you're gonna glue your hull onto your strawberry just like this. So just fold it over and make little black dots here and there. And voila! You now have a strawberry craft complete. And cleanup is super easy too. Begin. Done. Okay, so stay tuned for our next episode where we're making homemade stress balls for mom and dad. So you better start sifting your sand and try to get rid of all those little gifts that your cat left you in there. If you actually made this craft, be sure to send us pictures. Man, I hope somebody actually makes this craft because I put makeup on for this. Is somebody stealing my show?
Those are all of the news stories that we are covering from the Rose North School community this morning. Hey, did you know that when a newscaster does this, it's completely fake and unnecessary? So is when they do this and they grab a pen and they go, good night, and they do that. They're just filling time. It means nothing. They're writing nothing. I'll turn it back over now to Mr. Dewick at the R360 studio in Rose North. This is CBC's Janet Stewart, signing off. Take care.
Thanks for that, Janet. And a huge thank you to the entire CBC News team, including John Sauter and, of course, producers Justin Deely and Terry Stapleton for making today's broadcast possible. It's worth noting that the music that you heard during Coach Dewick's Horse Challenge, as well as Mrs. Manning's Crafting Corner, was original music produced by grade 10 student Emery Friesen. Great job, Emery. Remember, we're also looking for your art submissions for James Plett's Art 360 segment. The prompt word for this week is scenery. And at this time, our production team is telling me that Principal Wallner has once again been disqualified, as he in fact dribbled 4 times between his legs instead of the required 3. For shame, Jerry, for shame. But hey, there's always next week. Well, that's your news broadcast for today. Have a great day learning from home.